What's going on, film fans? So I checked out the brand new animated musical comedy film hitting cinemas this Memorial Day weekend, the Bob's Burgers movie. It is based on the animated television series Bob's Burgers, created by Lauren Bouchard, who co-wrote, produced, and directed in his feature directorial debut with Bernard Derriman. The original voice cast from the series reprises their roles, including H. Jon Benjamin, Dan Mintz, Eugene Mirman, Larry Murphy, John Roberts, and Kristen Schaal. So I'll keep it honest with you all and say that I was very nervous to watch this movie. The trailers for this film heavily target the show's fans without feeling like it could gravitate toward people who haven't watched the show like myself. Before I went to see the film, I decided that I would check out an episode or two to get a feel of what this movie will feel like. I only watched one and I thought it was good, but not enough to get me pumped for this movie. So this past Sunday night, I got the chance to check out this film in an early access screening, and I had to say that this was a pleasant surprise. So let us dive into all my positives first, and I have to start with the humor because this is easily my favorite aspect of this film. The timing, the writing, and delivery just worked so well in this nice put together puzzle, and it just fit my brain in this really nice way. I don't even know what I'm saying. To be honest, I couldn't stop smiling at how much I was just enjoying this movie. All the jokes are written this amazing and perfect way, and it shows because my whole audience was dying of laughter. Each joke felt so unpredictable because it relies on awkward humor, but it finds the right balance that effectively makes this film work. I also found the timing to work as well because it is genuinely a hilarious movie and all the jokes need to work at the exact time that it needs to work, and they just came out of nowhere. Maybe I just needed a really funny movie and this movie filled that void. I don't know. All the voice actors in this movie were excellent, as you would expect, as they are the original voice actors from the television show, and there were a couple of new voice actors in here that were really great as well, with Zach Galifianakis being the main highlight, as I won't reveal which character he is, but I think you'll know it when you see the movie because he was really good here, as he was really funny and just gave some of the most memorable and best lines of the movie. I also love the animation here, as this is a massive improvement from the show by obviously having a bigger budget and more time to make it look perfect, and also the fact that this is made for the big screen and not on your television screen. This film was able to showcase its amazing 2D animation by having all the characters just look so great and better than the show, and the color palette was just beautiful, and all the buildings just have that nice extra touch to it like the Simpsons movie had in 2007, and we all know how gorgeous that movie was, which reminds me of the fact that I want the Simpsons movie 2 so bad. So can someone please make that happen? The story is also pretty good, as I was expecting it to be really mediocre, but surprisingly it had many twists and turns that I wouldn't have expected from a movie like this. It does feel like a direct extension of the show, which is exactly why I think fans are going to love this movie and think the story is really good. And if I had been a big fan of the show, I think I would enjoy it as well. The biggest surprise about this film is the fact that this is also a musical. Well, technically it is a musical, but not how you would think of it as a traditional musical, as it just features a few songs that come here and there, but not the main focus of the film. But these songs are very hilarious and very well written, and reminds me of those few songs that were in the Lego Batman movie that were also hilarious, and I think it just added a nice touch to the movie that I didn't know that I wanted, and it just worked for me. Unfortunately, this film has a few negatives, starting with some of the jokes, as not every joke works like in most comedy films. I found 90% of the jokes to work, as this was such a hilarious film, but there is still that 10% that fell flat and was sometimes a bit too cheesy. The worst jokes came from the brother Gene, who I find to be so irritatingly annoying. I assume all the Bob's Burgers fans probably love this kid and think he's hilarious, but he's the only character I just didn't find funny. I don't know if it's his annoying voice or just because all of his jokes are so on the nose. He might have had one or two funny jokes here and there, maybe towards the end of the movie. Some of the storylines, mainly with the kids, feel like they were added in to give them an arc to achieve, which is understandable because that is what is in a traditional narrative feature film. So if you're going to, at least try to make them a little bit more interesting and not feel like an afterthought, and have these arcs play a little bit more into what's actually happening in the story. And at times it does, but not enough to make it feel like it all comes together in the end. The last negative I have with this movie is one that isn't a crime against the movie, but it's just the fact that this is a really easygoing movie that is light with its humor, and it's just a funny, go-lucky movie that is just pure entertainment. It's not trying to push the boundaries of cinema or comedy films in general. Overall, the Bob's Burgers movie is a cleverly written, fun, and enjoyable comedy with excellent voice acting performances, a decent story, and memorable moments that give this film so much rewatch value in the future. I am giving the Bob's Burgers movie a 7 out of 10. Thank you all for enjoying this review. As I want to know below in the comments section, do you want to see the Simpsons movie too? And if not, I need to know, because it's been in developmental hell for so long and it needs to come out because Brad said so. Before you check out the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following video.